Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. F-Dash here with F-Dash TV. You wouldn't know this, but this is the second time I'm trying to record this video. Hopefully it comes out better than the first. So today, I'm very excited about this video because we have a new segment to debut called Player Spotlight. But before we get to that, let's talk about fear. Don't be scared. So fear is very, very powerful in this game. What is it? Well... So fear is when you swap the front row enemy with a random back row enemy. So you can see, let's say for example, you have a big boned up front and he's flanked by 2 wolf spiders in positions 2 and 3. Either position that you change it to is going to be bad for you. You're only going to be able to attack with 1 wolf spider. Now, there's a 50% chance that it's going to switch it with 1 and 2. Now when you do that, that's not super bad, right? But when you switch it with 1 and 3, that has the potential of completely wrecking your deck. You have to be very, very careful with fear. So who can fear? So there's not that many monsters. There's actually only 2 monsters currently in the game that can apply fear, and then there is 1 item that can apply fear. So Big Boned is one of the monsters that can apply fear. Then we have the 1 item that can apply fear, and that's the Armor of Darkness. So you can see up there I have 5 Armor of Darknesses, which is absurd. I am missing a very important purple one, but I do have the big one, so it's not super important. And then fun fact, the Nature Clan, the green deck, does not have one. So, how about that? So, not only does this armor give you armor, right? But it also gives you double strike, in addition to fear. So, double strike is when you attack and then it attacks one of the units in the back, which is freaking absurd. So, not only did you just switch my lineup and potentially ruin me, but then you're also maybe going to add insult to injury and hit me with double strike. Like, that's super dirty. Like, why is fear so powerful? Now there are some counters to fear. So fear is not completely unbalanced. There is a counter, and that's, well, actually this is the other monster, excuse me. So this is the other monster that can apply fear at level 4. So you can see I have put 0 points into Abominable. Not that he's horrible, but I just have no plans to ever play him, so I've left him alone. But he is the other one. This deck that I have here is called Fear times 7, because in it I can do fear 7 times. So if I added Abominable, I could do it 8 times, which is ridiculous. You shouldn't be fearing that many times, honestly. Now I made this deck specifically to have fun. Like, this is not a deck that I expect to win matches with. In fact, most of the monsters in it I'm not even upgrading, because I don't want to spend the resources, much less do I have the resources to spend on it. This is really just for shiggles. Like, I just think it's funny. I want to see how many times the opponent can be feared before they decide to rage quit. That's really the whole point of this deck. So now, how do you counter this potentially game-breaking ability? Inspire. So not necessarily with this pendant here, but any ability with Inspire. And probably the best ability that you're going to get with Inspire is a Commander Banner. So Commander Banners can be used by anybody really, but they are especially great on... Weird. So they are especially great on Banner Parrots, because that'll give them 3 shoot command. But they're also very cheap. They are, for the green clan they cost 2, for the yellow clan they cost 2. So they're pretty cheap, and they go really, really well with your range attackers. But anything with Inspire, the Commander Banner, this pendant, the Captain Shield, all are great counters to fear. Additionally, Magic. Magic is a fantastic counter to fear. You want to know why? Because Magic can attack from positions 1, 2, or 3. It does not matter what position you put a magic character monster in, because he's going to be able to attack from whichever direction he wants. So go ahead and switch me between 1 and 3. Doesn't matter, I'm still gonna hit you with magic. Just gonna hit a different person this time. So magic is completely immune to fear. Additionally, reach. Characters with reach, or characters that you can give items to allow them to reach, are also completely immune to fear, for the same reason as magic, because if you can reach, you can attack from positions 1, 2, or 3. Does not matter. And lastly, as you can see up there, chaos damage. Chaos damage characters are also completely immune to fear, because again, they can attack from positions 1, 2, 3. They don't care. They're always going to hit you either way. Fun fact as well, chaos damage is also completely immune to thorns, those bastards. Yeah, anyway, so that's how you counter fear. So again, the whole reason I wanted to talk about it is because it can be potentially game breaking. Not game break. Well, it can be deck breaking. There we go. So if you don't come in with the right units or the right armor equipment, you're gonna have a very, very, very bad day against a deck that can fear. So I had some practice matches with Shadowgate. So shout out to Shadowgate. Thank you for allowing me to practice my fear deck. And I want to show you how it went. It did not go super well, mainly because, again, I had not optimized it at all. And this was version 1.0. The version you see on the left-hand side is more upgraded version. So the issues that you're going to see in this match here between me and Shadowgate are that it's absurdly expensive, super expensive, because everything costs at least 3 crystals, and there's a few items, or there's one item and there's one monster that costs 4. So it's not by any means cheap. It's just, it was so slow, because I don't have any sack monsters in here, so it's super slow. The new versions, you can see I do have 4 monsters that are only 2 cost. Hopefully that helps with alleviate some of the issues I have with mana generation, crystal generation. Excuse me. And so hopefully that's going to help here. As you can see here, I did get a fear out to start the match, but he quickly recovered very easily. I threw out my snail mail there, but as you can see, I can only do one thing at a time. It's so slow. It's very bad. So he's Shadowgate's thinking here what to do, and you see up there, Shadowgate has 2 Frosties who are, again, completely and utterly immune to fear, so that's not going to help me either. So Snail Mail did what it does and survived the onslaught there. And as you can see, I feared, so I got rid of the blue dragon. He's not going to be able to attack again. But switched it with 1 and 3, so that's the second time that's happened. I'm not quite sure why he decided to take that guy. Well, I guess he would have died and did no damage there. So he brought in Frosty, so he's dead now. So you can see here I'm at a loss. I have nothing really I can do. So I can either completely lose my Boo, or I can decide to sack the spear there. Is that a spear or Twilight Sword? One of the two. So I can decide to sack that if I want to. I do, so that way I can at least do some damage to the blue dragon, and that way Boo doesn't completely get destroyed this turn. So we got some armor now on the blue dragon. 2 damage here, 3 damage there. Next round I can bring in, I'm so excited because I can bring in this guy. Oh yeah, my bad, I forgot to upgrade him. So this would have been another fear, but I completely spaced on the fact that I hadn't upgraded my second Big Bones. He is upgraded now, but in this particular version 1.0, he was not at all upgraded. So now we've got a Molten Crossbow on the Wolf Spider. That's going to spell disaster for my team. This was over a long time ago, but Shadowgate's a good cat. Let me keep playing here just to further test out my deck. So again, really, I don't believe this is a viable deck, mainly because a lot of people do run commander banners or something that does give them inspire. But, you know, every now and then you'll catch somebody sleeping. You know, maybe they haven't gotten it out yet. Like, Shadowgate doesn't have anything that gives Inspire. So this was actually a really good first candidate to try, except for the fact that Shadowgate has 2 Frosties, so that definitely threw out my idea. So at this point, I'm going to throw in a Red Dragon. I'm going to fear him up here. So at least right now, I can take out. There's that double strike. I can take out the Wolf Spider. But Frosty's going to keep attacking me. He doesn't care. So yeah. So if you can catch somebody sleeping who doesn't have or has not yet put on something that can inspire, then you know you can definitely wreck them, and it's hurtful. Like in my normal deck, as you can see those 2 items right there, I do normally run 2 Armor of Darknesses on my blue deck. So I'm in a normal match, I do fear about twice, you know. So, and I usually catch them the first time, maybe the second time. But yeah, my Red Dragons aren't even touched. I haven't put any resources into them at all. There's some damage there. He's pretty much gone here. So I'll bring in the rock monster, get a little fear going here as well. And that's a good fear right there, you know, because at least that way you took him out. But, you know, I found that Double Strike is really bad against cards that can fly. It's no bueno. So the viability of this deck, not really. Again, I've really made it to see how many times I can fear my opponent before they decide to rage quit, because I just think it's actually pretty funny and very doable. So you can see here it's over. Shadowgate can't attack quite yet. Shadowgate to sport. Thank you again so much, Shadowgate, for helping me try out my deck the very first time. It was just, it needs a little more optimization. So if you have any ways that I could potentially optimize this deck, let me know in the comments below, and I will try that out. Again, I'm not looking to spend any real resources on this, so outside of that, like, you know, what's a better monster that's low cost but still does the same thing? That's sort of what I'm looking for there. So that's fear. So now let's move on to our next topic of discussion. All right, so full disclaimer, I recorded this with GodlyTae a few days ago. So this is the first time trying this. This is my very first time. So technology, I still have to get the use of it. So if you have any ideas on how it could improve, definitely let me know in the comments below. I will take, full constructive criticism. It's okay. Additionally, we do mention that GodlyTae was in the number 2 position when this video was recorded, but as you can see here from this left-hand image, he is now number 1. So I will, no further ado, here's the segment on Player Spotlight. All right, now we come to a new segment that we have. You are all familiar with my card spotlights. We're going to take it a little different direction, and we're going to do player spotlights. So this is where I'm going to be talking to different players in the community, ask them a couple questions so you get to know them, and I think it'll be really cool. So we're going to start at the top, best place to start. We're going to start with GodlyTae. Thank you so much for joining the show, GodlyTae.
No problem, man.
So let's get right to it. So you were the number one player last season. And as far as I know, you took a couple days off. A little more than a couple, correct?
Correct.
So, I mean, that's amazing. So we've got the top player here. He is currently number 2 right now. He most likely will be changing that within the next 24 to 48 hours. So we're
that's 100%.
100%. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So let's start the interview here. So before we get to the game, just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. When you're not playing, what are you doing?
Well, I'm a paramedic for Detroit, so when I'm not playing, I'm out saving lives.
Fantastic. So saving lives on the outside and destroying lives on the inside. I like it.
I guess that's a good way to put it.
Good times. So being a paramedic, then, it allows you a lot of time to play this game, or are you always on call?
Yes, it does. It gives me a lot of time when we have downtime when I'm on the ambulance.
Okay, cool.
So when I'm waiting for a call, I just pop the game on. Boom.
Yeah. And that's definitely one of the good things about this game. You can just open it for a quick game and then close it right back out and continue your day.
I agree.
Awesome. All right, so keeping in mind that every deck is a little different, what's your general strategy in the game? Like, what are you trying to set up on the board?
Well, I really don't have any particular setups, but I do. My idea is sort of have crystal advantage. So if I have a spider, I would definitely drop the spider and don't play anything else.
So just the spider?
Yeah. Or if I have a big tank like Committee, I would drop him. But if I don't open up with that, I definitely would drop a spider and end turn. Only reason because next turn if my opponent goes drop monsters, they kill my crystal. Kill my spider, and that allows me to have crystal advantage during the next turn, which I could just wipe that board and just keep an advantage going on.
Right. So basically using the spider as another sack monster, so to speak, because you're going to get them right back. The crystal.
Correct.
Nice. All right, good. So switching up a little, tell me a little bit about your guild, War Gods.
War Gods, my guild is pretty amazing. I got a lot of good players, interesting people. We do deck discussions. We do tips on trying to improve people so they can move up in ranks. Do a little bit of everything, and we have a guild full of 50 active people. That's pretty amazing.
Fantastic. Yes, I'm a part of that guild too, so I can confirm what you're saying here. So if anybody wants to join, you can join the very, very long waiting list.
Yes, it's pretty prestigious.
Yes. Yeah, we did some amazing things. GodlyTae's being a little humble here, but we were one of the first guilds to achieve all the achievements for the guild quest last week, so we're doing well.
We finished very quickly.
We did.
We had like 3 days left.
It was good. We're amazing. So, what's one monster card that you currently have now that you couldn't live without?
I would say Frosty.
Frosty, and why is that?
Only because the flying saved me so many times. I only play one in my deck at the moment, but it's just that flying ability saved me in so many clutch moments where I could have just lost.
Flight, yes. Flight is a whole nother topic we won't get into. Speaking of Frosty, are you, so next, not next update, but whenever it's updated to allow his type of rare monsters to upgrade their abilities, will you be upgrading so you can get more attack but less health, or will you be staying put?
Oh yeah, I definitely will be upgrading.
Okay, so you're going to go to 4-6.
Yes.
All right. So, similarly, what's an item card that you couldn't live without?
That's a good question. I would say Ebony Staff.
Really? Why is that?
That card is just overall amazing. Just right now is a +3 to your magic and +1 attack.
Yeah.
It just can't beat that. It can't beat that.
And especially with the nerf to the mage cap, that's easily the next best item for a magic user.
Yeah, I'm sad about that.
Me too. Me too, man. I apologize for bringing it up, but it's a very sad moment in this game's history.
Yeah, next level, it lowers the magic attack down, but you can get additional crystal for sacking as well.
Right, exactly. That's definitely going to be a big thing next update as well for items. You're going to see ebony staffs everywhere. Probably not used, but you'll definitely see a bunch of ebony staffs getting sacked. For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So speaking of magic, you actually have the audacity to play a magic deck in an anti-magic meta. So I gotta ask, why?
Well, when I first started playing, I went to blue because I play blue in any card game. Like, if it's blue, I don't care if it's bad, I'm just gonna play.
Nice.
And it was just like, oh, well, these cards pretty good. And I found out, Frosty is pretty good.
Yeah.
It just, magic is a little underwhelming as far as power.
Right.
I figure why is only because they can get up under armor.
Correct. Yeah. So, how have you been able to overcome, all the different counters to magic and be successful?
Well, I'm gonna say people probably just not used to playing against magic decks because
That's true.
I'm gonna assume that's the reason why. Because usually when I play people, they try to hide up in the armor. I'm like,
right.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Like, you don't even care about it. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I used to play Magic as well, but after the Mage Cap, I dropped it. But I could definitely see.
I tried to use the Mage Cap still. Sometimes that 4 cost just hurt me so much.
It does. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're doing something right, so that's good. Keep it up. So, on average, how many matches do you play per day?
Let's say about good 25, 30.
Oh, it's not bad. Not bad.
That's not bad. And if I can't go to sleep at night, I might throw some more matches in.
Do you, this happens to me sometimes, do you ever go to sleep and when you close your eyes, you see a game playing? Like this game, like when you close your eyes?
I do wake up, and I'm not gonna lie, I do wake up sometimes, and that's the first thing I do is hop on and do a game right quick.
Yeah. Good. So, to someone who just started the game, and is just like you, who said, oh, look, I like blue, I want to play Magic, what's one piece of advice that you would give?
One piece of advice, I would say, poison is your best friend.
Heard it here first, people. Poison is your best friend. So, what is one feature that's not currently in the game that you would really, really like to see?
I'll say in custom tournaments that they add a queue, so people don't have to try to find matches. They can just wait in the lobby. Queue up.
Yes, I love that idea as well. And shout out to Mind Sculptor for always suggesting it. Good on him. All right, so those are all the questions I had. Any final thoughts or comments to the viewers?
Just tell everybody to keep supporting the game, keep grinding, and the developers got more to come, which I can't spill, but got more to come, and I hope you guys enjoy the game, and I hope I play you soon.
All right, thank you so much, GodlyTae, for being on the show. It's greatly appreciated. Of course, thank you for being the first ever effdash TV player spotlight. We thank you so much, and you guys can find him in the arena. You can find me in the arena, and we'll both see you in the arena. Thank you so much, GodlyTae.
No problem.
Bye. All right, now we come to a new segment that we have. You are all familiar.
So that's the show for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and also follow me on Twitter at effdash so that you can be notified when I post a new video, or go live if you want to see some Phantasy Star Online, what have you. But again, thank you so much. Thank you so much to GodlyTae as well for being our first ever guest on the show. If you have anybody that you'd like to nominate, that you'd like to have me speak with, I know I have a couple people in mind, leave it down below as well. And as always, I will see you guys in Arena, and I will see you next time on effdash TV.